Hi, everybody. Jackie here. I'm here with Jason, and he's just a new friend of mine that has a crazy story that you have to hear. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time talking because he has so many great things to share. Jason, can you kind of give us the backstory of what happened in your life that caused you to kind of look more at your blood sugar and all of that stuff?
Okay. Well, back in 2012, I'd lost 50 pounds and I was kind of chugging along. Everything was going awesome. And then, kind of in 2017, I started getting numbness and fire feeling in my feet. My eyesight started getting a little blurry, and I'm like, something's going on here. So let's go to the doctor. And mind you, this was just in between physicals. So, like, it wasn't even that long that I hadn't been checked out at the doctor. It was in between physicals, but I do have like blood sugar issues in my family, really, really bad on both, on mom's side especially, and on dad's side too.
Mm.
So I go to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Okay, Mr. Blair, your A1C is 11.3, which is, if you really know what the number is, it's almost 3 times what you should be having in your bloodstream on a daily basis." So I'm like, okay, I got to do something about this. They put me on some medication, and the numbness and fire went away in my feet almost immediately. My eyesight got better, and so I'm like, oh, all right, so great, doing good here. I'm still holding my weight off, so everything's doing awesome. So the next year, one morning, I wake up and I have this horrible neck and shoulder pain, and my arms started going numb, and I got up to go check my blood sugar. My legs almost gave out on me, and so my wife said, "We're calling 911. That's yeah, very serious." So the emergency medical team gets here, hook me up, check me out. Sure enough, Mr. Blair, you're having a heart attack. We're going to need to take you to the hospital immediately. So at 44 years old, that's not what you want to hear.
For sure.
So they load me on the stretcher, and I'm like literally like hugging my kids with all my might and telling them, I love you, Daddy loves you. And like I'm thinking in the back of my head, okay, I'm not ever going to see these kids again. I may not ever see them. I need them to know I love them. I'm hugging my wife. I'm telling her I love her. And my sister-in-law comes to take them to school, and my wife's behind me going to the hospital, and my sister-in-law hears me on the way out saying, "Yeah, I feel like I have an elephant on my chest." So they're scared to death. I'm scared to death. Get to the hospital. 2 stents later, they fix me up. Immediately, I feel better. So doctor comes in the room after post-surgery and recovered, and he says, "Mr. Blair," I mean, he's like really scratching his head, and he's looking at me all funny, and I'm like, "Oh, what's going on?" He said, "Mr. Blair, I don't really have an explanation why you're here." He said, "Your blood looks good. All the tests look great. You're normal on all of it. You're not overweight. You're not my normal candidate that's here for 2 stents and to have an operation because you're having a heart attack." So I think a little bit, and I'm like, uh, well, maybe, just maybe, last year I found out I was diabetic and my triglycerides were jacked because of the blood sugar. My blood sugar was really high. I said, and he goes, that, yes, that's all works together and can cause blockages. That short amount of time that you were uncontrolled, like probably caused a blockage and caused you to be here. So, like, why I want to be on here and why I'm so passionate about what we're talking about is, you can be uncontrolled, not even know it, and be causing damage behind the scenes, and you need to be checked out. And everybody needs to be checked out just so you can know what your baseline is and know what your numbers are and keep everything under control, because uncontrolled blood sugar can be very damaging.
For sure. For sure. Okay, so in walks, so you're diabetic, right? And
Right.
I know that they put you on some other medication, right? So
Yep.
can you kind of talk about that? So once you had your heart attack and kind of made it through that, the medication they put you on, and then will you kind of talk about your transition to Transform and what happened after that?
Okay. Well, I've been on metformin ever since. So, um, and really, I don't like it too much, but it does help me control it. Uh, and the transition. So last year I had no football surgery, and I had I'm a little backwards on the camera here, but you can see the scar there. And
Mm-hmm.
I had some herniated disc in my neck, um, and I had to have 3 discs fused for a spinal fusion. And to try to get the inflammation down before the surgery, to try to get it not have the surgery, they pumped me full of IV steroids, and it really jacked my blood sugar up. So Um, Ever since then, I've really been having a hard time controlling with metformin alone. They even put me on Ozempic,
Okay.
and the side effects from the Ozempic was just, it was horrible. Well, I felt like I had rocks in my stomach. I would lay down and just felt like I was going to get sick, and it was just horrible and locked me up for quite a while. I mean, it was some horrible side effects. So I'm like, well, the metformin's really not doing it anymore. I'm still at the same weight. I can lose some weight for sure and then get like lean like I was in my 20s when I used to work out all the time. But I got to do something now. So I started really looking for something that would help me in this process. And like I said, I'm still on the metformin. I totally got off those Ozempic quickly. But what I found with the Transform is that I immediately felt more energy, could control the glucose better. And, since those steroids really messed me up, it's taken me a little while. It didn't, like, I'm not your normal guy that goes on the product and boom, your blood sugar just, takes care of itself really fast.
Mhm.
But actually, yesterday was the first day since I've been wearing the continuous glucose monitor for a few months now,
Okay.
and completely in the green yesterday. So
Wow.
that was awesome news. I actually saw a Facebook post where somebody said, "Hey, take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, right before bed and upon waking, and it might help you smooth it out overnight." Smooth as a
That's
and,
amazing.
and then woke up in the morning, and I still get a morning hump every morning, and we can talk about that too if you want. But um, where you really don't understand, even when you prick your finger, I still didn't understand what my numbers were doing until I put this guy on. So
Right. That's awesome. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what Transform is, it's a supplement. It's a plant-based, so it's a lot more natural than some of the other things that Jason's talked about today. That takes your glucose. You take it half an hour to an hour before you eat, and like you said, sometimes you want to take it first thing in the morning, right before bed, just whatever works for you. And then it turns your glucose into fiber, so your body can then process it in a better way. So for some people, like for me, I've actually lost quite a bit of weight on it because now instead of my blood sugar crashing, like I wore one as well for a while, one of these monitors, I was noticing my blood sugar was crashing like in the middle of the night or in the middle of the afternoon. And it was causing me to eat like really bad food because it was making me want to like eat sugar to like boost it up. Now I don't need to do that because my blood sugar is so stable. Like my blood sugar was dropping so low that my alarms would go off on my monitor, even though I had them all turned off because I'm not diabetic. So I didn't need to have them on, but they'd like go off at 4 a.m. and wake me up because it was so low, like down in the 40s. But now it's just completely stable. It's stabilized it. I know it's been really, really nice not to have to worry about that and not to have to deal with it. And it makes me feel so energized. My brain is clear. I'm sleeping well. Like it's just an amazing product. So if you're at a place where you're like, okay, I can tell like based on what Jason said that my blood sugar is probably not good. First of all, you need to go have it checked with a doctor or wear one of the blood glucose monitors and you'll see real quick what's happening.
Yeah.
But then try this Transform. It is absolutely amazing. Just go back to the person who invited you to watch this video. And I know they'd love to give it to you. Jason loved it so much that he decided to join in the business here. I actually came here from another company 2 years ago because of what I saw in their compensation plan. I multiplied my income by 10. And then this is without this product, guys. And so with this product, it's actually caused our company to experience hyper growth, which can have its own issues, but we are almost out of the woods. We were dealing with, it kept going out of stock and all this stuff, but we've been having hyper growth and we're about to come out with a new product in March that is a sister product to this Transform. And so if you've at all are at a place where you're like, man, I could use a little extra income. I went and got groceries the other day and I realized how much more expensive everything is now. Go ahead and go back to the person who invited you. Now is the time to join before we come out with this new product in March because it's going to be great. All right, Jason, before we end it, is there anything else that you wanted to leave everybody with?
Oh, I did want to talk about the little morning hump that I had every morning.
Okay.
So this is how serious that you need to take a look at your blood sugar is that I'm testing myself and I still don't know what's going on until I put this on. So I'm testing myself in the morning. It's looking pretty good. I'm testing myself in the afternoon. It's looking pretty good. But what I don't see is every morning, whether I fast or whether I eat food, it didn't matter. I get this hump. It's called the dawn phenomenon in diabetics. And I've even heard people that they're not diabetic, they're getting the morning hump because your body puts hormones in there. And if you're normal, it takes care of it. If not, you have this hump. So that was crazy that I was testing myself and I still didn't even know what my body was doing, even though I know that I'm diabetic and I'm testing myself. So it's like, wow, this little glucose monitor holds me accountable. Like I've started back to the gym, like it's giving me more, Transform's giving me more energy to go to the gym too, and like taking off 12 pounds. And yeah, I just can't be more happy. I'm really looking forward to helping a lot of lives with the product, and that's why I joined the business, because I got a little sneak peek of it and got to test it before it launched. So
I love it.
Really excited.
I love it. Okay, awesome. Well, like I said, go back to the person who invited you to watch this. I know they would love to give you more info on Transform or the business that we have here. It's absolutely exploding and it's amazing, and this is the perfect time to join. But thank you, Jason, for talking with me today. I know your story is going to help so many people, and I appreciate you being so vulnerable and sharing today. All right, guys, God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.